Oh, hey everybody, we're going to be doing day 4 notes today. Last class we did day 3 notes. Day 3 notes consisted of multiplying a monomial times a polynomial, which if we remember, a monomial is one term and a polynomial means many terms. So the way we did that last time was we were just distributing. So this class we're going to be multiplying two binomials together. So binomial means that we have two terms. And then we're also going to be multiplying binomials times trinomials. And a trinomial, tri means 3, so a trinomial is going to have 3 terms. So up top, you'll see that I highlighted these letters to the right, F-O-I-N-L, that stands for FOIL. We will not be using the method of FOIL. It is a way that you guys can do this. So if you look at other videos, you may see this. That's why I put it on here. But I'm going to be teaching the box method. I do think the box method is going to be more handy to you guys because when we get to factoring, we'll also be using the box method. So it's just going to stay consistent. So the way that example 1 works is I have a total of 4 things. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So I'm going to draw a box that's going to give me the 4 spaces that I need. Okay, so you guys see that there's 4 spaces here. So I typically put my longest one on top, but these are the same size. They both have 2 in each parentheses, so I'm just going to pick one. So x plus 2, x plus 4. And so what we're going to do is we're essentially going to be multiplying these terms together, okay? So I'm going to have something for my first box, my second box, my third box, and this last box. Okay, so how to find out what goes into this green box is I'm going to multiply the 2 things that go into the box. So this x and this x go into that box. So x times x equals x squared. So x squared goes right there. For my yellow one, I'm going to look at the 2 things that go into the yellow box. This 2 goes in and this x. So if I do 2 times x, I get 2x. Now for the blue one, I can see that this 4 goes into the blue, and if I look up above, this x goes into it. So x times 4 equals 4x. And then my last one is this pink one. So the 4 goes to that pink, and so does this 2. So positive 4 times a positive 2 is a positive 8. I meant to write the 2x right here. Okay. I'll also highlight these so that you guys see which ones are going where. Okay, so now I'm going to look through the inside of my box and see what terms I can combine together. Okay, so my x squared is my first one. I'm going to see if I have any other squared terms. I have no other squared terms, so there's nothing to combine it with. So it's going to stay as x squared. Then I'm going to look and I'm going to see my next one. So my next lowest, because it has to be in standard form, is just an x. So I have a 2x right here. And I also have this 4x. Well, 2x and 4x will combine to give me a positive 6x. And then the last thing I'm left with is this 8. There's nothing to combine it with, so this is going to stay as plus 8. And this is your final answer. Okay. I'm just going to go down this column and then I'll move over to the second column. Okay. So the next one, again, 4 terms. So I'm going to draw my box with 4. So I have y plus 8 up top, y plus 1 on the side. It does not matter where you guys honestly put those. You could put y plus 1 on the top and y plus 8 on the side. It's just how I wrote it, okay? So I'll go ahead and highlight the boxes. Okay, so for my green box, again, I'm going to do the y and the y. So y times y equals y squared. Then for my yellow one, you're going to do the two things that go to it. So the plus 8 and the y. So 8 times y equals 8y. Then for the blue, this plus 1 goes, and the y. So 1 times y is just y. And then the very last one for pink is going to be this plus 8 and this plus 1. So 8 times 1 equals 8. Okay, you guys do not have to show this work over here. I will have to see your box. That's going to be sufficient enough work for me for your answer, but I know a lot of you guys can do this in your head. So now I'm going to go through and I'm going to combine my like terms. So I see I only have one y squared term. Okay. Then I see that I have an 8y and a 1y. So 8y plus 1y is 9y. And then the very last thing I have is this positive 8, and it combines with nothing else. So that is your final answer. Okay. So on to problem 3. Again, 2 binomials being multiplied. So we have 4 terms. So I'm going to make a box with 4. So up top, I'm going to put x minus 10. On the side, I'm going to put x minus 4. Okay. Green box, yellow box, blue box, and a pink box. To get my green, it's going to be the x times x, which will give me x squared. To do my yellow box, it's going to be negative 10 times x, which is negative 10x. For my blue one, it's going to be x times negative 4. Well, x times negative 4 is negative 4x. And then for my pink one, it's going to be the negative 10 times the negative 4. Well, negative 10 times negative 4. Remember, 2 negatives make a positive, so this is going to be 40. And now I'm just going to start combining my like terms. So I only have one squared term, so x squared is the only one. Negative 10x minus 4x, so negative 10x plus negative 4x. This is a negative 14x. And then my last one is that positive 40. Okay. So now I'm going to go up here to example 2. Again, 4 terms. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm going to draw my box. I'll put 2x minus 1 on the top, and I'll do x minus 5 on the bottom. I have a green box, a yellow box, a blue box, and a pink box. So for my first one, I'm going to have 2x times x, 2x times x. This is going to give me 2x squared. Then for my yellow one, it's going to be the negative 1 and the x. So negative 1 times x equals negative x. Then for my blue one, it's going to come from the 2x being multiplied to the negative 5. 2x times negative 5. This is going to give me a negative 10x. I'm so sorry, guys. Hold on, let me redo this problem. We don't have to redo the whole thing. This is a 2x plus 1. My apologies. So your first one is still correct, 2x squared. But for the yellow one, you multiply the same things. It's going to be x times 1, which is a positive x. So this should be positive. I apologize for that. Again, your blue ones are still going to be the same. So I should have a 2x times a negative 5. This is a negative 10x. And then my very last one is going to be this plus 1 and negative 5. So 1 times negative 5 equals negative 5. Okay, so combine my like terms. I see I only have one x squared term. So 2x squared. Negative 10x plus x. So negative 10x plus an x. This is negative 9x minus 5. And that is your answer. Okay? So I want you guys to pause the video and go ahead and work problems 2 and 4. Once you guys have worked those, you guys should see that you get your answers to be k squared plus k minus 20 for 2. And then for problem 4, you guys should get x squared minus 4. Okay? So that is if we were multiplying binomials times a binomial. Okay, so binomial times a binomial. Okay, now we're going to work with a binomial times a trinomial. Okay, this is set up the exact same way. We're just going to have our box a little bit bigger. Okay, so this time I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I should have enough spaces for all of these when I multiply. You'll have a little bit more in this situation. So I'm going to draw a box. I always put my longest one, my biggest polynomial on top. You do not have to. I just like to. So I see there's 3 terms, so I'm going to make 3 spaces on top. So I have x squared can go here, 3x, and then a negative 6. So now for my side, I need to make sure I have spaces for 2. So if I draw a line in the middle, I now have 2 spaces. So I can put an x and a plus 4. Okay. So to do my green ones, I'm going to do the x squared times the x. So x squared times x equals x cubed. Then for my yellow, it's going to be the 3x times the x. So x times 3x equals 3x squared. And then my next one is my blue. So this is going to come from my negative 6 and my x. So x times negative 6, which is negative 6x. Now I'm going to do this like purplish pink one. Okay, this is going to come from this plus 4 and x squared. So x squared times positive 4 equals 4x squared. My next one is going to be the light pink one. So this is going to come from my plus 3x and my plus 4. So 3x times positive 4 equals 12x. And then my next one is going to be this negative 6 and plus 4. So negative 6 times a positive 4. This is going to give me negative 24. Okay? So now I'm just going to go through and see if I can combine terms. So my x cubed is my first one. I have no other x cubed. So that one's going to come first. Then I'm going to go to my x squared because that comes next. So I see that I have a x squared here, and I have an x squared here. So 4x squared plus 3x squared is 7x squared. Now I'm going to go to my next one. So I have a negative 6x and a 12x. So up here I'll show you guys 12x essentially plus negative 6x. This is really 12x minus 6x. So you get just 6x. So plus 6x. And then my last one that I'm left with is this negative 24. Okay. So I'm going to hop on down to 21. Oops, sorry guys. Again, I put my longest one on top, so I see that I have 3 terms. So I need to make a box big enough for that. So 1, 2, 3. Those are not even. Oh well. So 5a squared plus 2a minus 6. I have 2 in my next one, so I need to make 2 boxes. So 3a and 2a. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and highlight my boxes. Okay. So for my first one, my green, it's going to come from 5a squared and 3a. This is going to give me 15a cubed. My yellow one is going to come from the 2a and the 3a. 2a times 3a is going to give me 6a squared. My blue one is next. So it's going to come from the negative 6 and the positive 3a. So negative 6 times positive 3a is going to give me negative 18a. Then I'm going to go to the purplish one down here. This is going to come from 5a squared and 2a. Where did I get 2a from? Okay, guys, I wrote that incorrectly yet again. This is not 2a. This is 1. 3a plus 1. So it's the 5a squared plus 1, which is going to give me 5a squared. Then I'm going to have my pink one, which is going to come from 2a and 1. So 2a times positive 1 is just a 2a. And then my last one is going to come from this negative 6 times this plus 1, which is negative 6. Okay, now I'm just going to start combining terms. So I have my 15a cubed, which combines with nothing else. My 6a squared does combine with my 5a squared, which will give me 11a squared. I keep going to this black. I don't mean to. Then I have negative 18 a plus a 2a, which is negative 16a. And then the last thing I'm left with is the minus 6. And that is your answer. Again, I'm sorry about that. Plus 1. I don't know why I wrote it like that. Okay. So I want you guys to work on problem 20 and 22. So go ahead and pause the video and try these on your own. Once you guys work these ones out, what you should have gotten for 20 is going to be k cubed minus 6k squared minus 3k plus 40. And then for 22, what you should have gotten is 8v cubed plus 6v squared minus 21v minus 18. Okay. Again, you do not need to show this work, but I will need to see your guys' boxes, okay? I will not accept an answer just like this. You have to have work for these, okay? If you have any questions, please do not hesitate to email us. We will be happy to answer them. Hope you guys have a good day. Enjoy the weather. Bye.